Hey guys, what is up? Digital Nomad Dex here, and this is going to be kind of my first official review video. It's going to be on Bluehost, which is a web hosting company. And if you guys don't know what web hosting is, I'll be briefly explaining it right away, so don't worry about that. This video is for you if you're looking to start or create your first website or an additional website. 2, you're unhappy with your current hosting company for some reason or another and you're looking to switch. And 3, you want to see how Bluehost stacks up to your current hosting services and whether you should, migrate or switch or not. This video is for you. If you guys enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys liked, comment, subscribed, hit that bell notification, and engage with this video. It really helped me out a lot. As well as make sure to stay till the end because I got a little surprise for you guys. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So as you guys can see, we're on the Bluehost webpage here, their homepage. Before I get started with the review, as promised in the introduction, just for those of you that don't know what web hosting is, why you need it, I'm just going to quickly be explaining it as simply and fast as possible for those maybe watching this video because they're trying to create their first website or something like that. So essentially what web hosting is you look at the internet as a whole. You could compare this to like a mall or a super center. In order to sell places or sell, products or services in this mall or super center, you need to rent a spot in it or lease a spot or whatever. This, you could compare the shop or the kiosk or whatever to this mall or super center to your website or web page. And essentially what hosting companies do is they rent out spots so your website can go online and other people can see it. They rent you a spot on the server, and that's kind of the easiest way and quickest way of me just explaining what web hosting is for those of you who don't know. For those of you that do, sorry for wasting that minute of your time. I just wanted to explain to the people who didn't know, who are complete beginners in this stuff. I'm trying to make this as straightforward as possible, like all my videos and stuff like that. If you're on this video right now and you're kind of humming and hawing debating if you need a website or not for your business, I encourage you to watch my other video on my top 5 reasons on whether or not you do need a business or a website for your business in 2019. You can find that in my channel, or I'll have it carded somewhere here as well as at the end screen. But back onto the review now that we kind of just went over that kind of stuff. So I'm on the homepage here. You can get it using my link directly below. It's going to be the first link to Bluehost there. And we're going to get on this review on why I recommend Bluehost as a hosting company. Yes, I said that I recommend Bluehost 110%. I'm not going to string you guys along saying whether I do or I don't, and whether I use it or I don't. It is my preferred hosting company, and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why in this review. So we'll start off by going over this kind of homepage. It lists a lot of the things, things on this homepage, why I use Bluehost and why a lot of other people use Bluehost. Is it's a trusted and very popular hosting service for a reason. First of all, they include things for free that a lot of other companies charge as an additional add-on, and they just give it away for free, starting with your free domain name for the first year. So as long as it's obviously not taken, and I'll show you guys how to set up a domain with Bluehost further into this video. It's so simple and easy. But yeah, they offer it for free. Some other web hosting companies will require you to pay an additional cost for your domain name, or they will actually require you to get it from a separate domain reseller and then hook it up with your hosting, which is kind of a few extra steps, and it can just be a straight up pain in the butt. So that's nice that Bluehost offers the easy domain name integration as well as the free domain name for their first year. Reason number one. Reason number two, which is just kind of a continuation of the things they offer for free, is an SSL certificate included into your hosting and your domain. What an SSL is, if you guys don't know, is an easy way to show you guys and explain it is if you look at any web address, the HTTPS, you'll notice some addresses will have the S or not, and this is just the SSL certificate. It's just a layer of security on your website. Reasoning behind why you will want this and why you will need this is if you are planning on creating a website and offering any kind of services or products for sale on there, and you're going to be collecting any kind of payment information, you'll want that added layer of security just for peace of mind with you as well as your customers and whoever's on your website. Major reason number two you want this is because a lot of people nowadays run some kind of antivirus or firewall software on their computer and stuff like that, and lots of firewalls actually won't allow you on a site if it doesn't have an SSL certificate, or a warning will pop up or something saying that the site may not be safe or secure, which will scare a lot of your potential audience and viewers off your website real fast, right away, if you don't have that SSL certificate. So it is highly recommended, and Bluehost offers this for free at no additional cost, while a lot of other hosting companies will require you to pay additional money for an SSL certificate. I've had that in the past, and like some of them will charge upwards of $50 plus for an SSL certificate, so that's nice they throw that in for free there. The third, I guess, main reason I'm going off of is because of their one-click WordPress install and as well as their WordPress recommended. I think WordPress has 3 or 4 highly recommended hosting companies, and Bluehost is one of them. I'm going to be talking about another one further in this video, but that's another reason why I recommend Bluehost, is if you're planning on creating a WordPress website, which I highly recommend for a multitude of reasons. I won't get too far into that in this video because I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. But it is just super easy to integrate and set up with WordPress with a one-click WordPress install. It doesn't get any easier. So those are kind of 2 more reasons, or one, I guess, that go together. Why I recommend Bluehost is just because A, they're WordPress recommended, and B, their easy WordPress integration with the hosting. And the next reason is their 24-hour support. Some people may tell you different, but I've personally, over the years, I've used Bluehost on and off. I've never had any issues with their customer or tech support. It's been really good to me, and this is another reason why I recommend Bluehost. A lot of people mention it, that their support is really good. And lastly, I don't think I mentioned yet, but it's just a very inexpensive hosting company, and they don't sacrifice quality of their hosting. I've looked into lots of speed tests with websites hosted on Bluehost, as well as security tests, customer service tests, and it's all top notch. They're consistently rated in the top 3 in different reviews and tests and stuff like that, whether it be different blogs or YouTube videos. I pulled up a few just to kind of back up my claims that I'm not just just saying this because I'm affiliate and I use Bluehost, but here's a few really reputable sites. I simply just searched up in Google best hosting 2019, something along those lines, as well as a few other keywords, and a few of the top sites that came up I just opened in separate browsers here just to back up my claims and just proof that it's a very strong hosting company. Here is hostingreviews.com. As you can see, Bluehost is number 1 on their list. Best all-rounder hosting company with a strong focus on WordPress, which I kind of mentioned, and that's just backing up my claim. Here is TechRadar, which is another obviously very reputable site if you guys have heard of TechRadar before. Best hosting services 2019 at a glance. Bluehost again takes that number 1 spot. And we're going to keep going here. Here is CNET, another very reputable site. and I'm not too sure if these are ranked or these are just recommended companies they have listed, but on number 2 on their list next to DreamHost comes Bluehost. And you guys can look at comparisons for yourself if you want. You're going to find the same thing. Like I said, I've went through a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of blog reviews as well, and if Bluehost isn't number 1, they're coming in at top 3 consistently here. And lastly, the last site I'm going to show you is hostingfacts.com. Been a paying Bluehost customer since 2017. On this site, they tested out 32 different hosting companies, and Bluehost came into number 1 overall. And these are the pros and cons list they came up with. This is actually the first con I was going to bring up as well, but we'll go over the pros first. Best uptime, 99.99% uptime. So that is another thing I wanted to mention with Bluehost, that they have extremely good uptime. I've personally never noticed my sites being down, because if they have been down for some reason or another, which every hosting company I think has a small downtime, none of them have 100% uptime, but it has been unnoticeable for me in the past personally. So that's another reason I recommend Bluehost. Fast load time. As you can see, that they tested some load times on these reviews. I've went through a lot of these different load time videos, as well as I've used different softwares and tools to test my own websites hosted under Bluehost, as well as a few other hosting companies, and Bluehost continually has beaten alternative as well as competitor hosting companies in load speed, which can make a difference of people coming and staying on your website or leaving if it obviously takes a long time to load and stuff like that. So extremely important having fast load times, and Bluehost can back that up. Good and quick customer service. I already explained this briefly. Recommended by Wordpress. I talked about this as well. One-click installs for website builders. Again, related to WordPress, I kind of mentioned this as well. Cheap introductory cost. I briefly explained this. I'm going to go into pricing a little more right away here, as well as their con to mention, as I was going to mention as well, is website transfers are not free. So if you're on this video because you're looking to migrate host and switch your website onto Bluehost, unfortunately it won't be free, but this isn't very uncommon for hosting companies. A lot of them will actually have a charge for migrating host, and it's pretty standard within the hosting thing. So if you guys are unhappy with your current hosting company, I encourage you to just pay the fee and just migrate and switch it to Bluehost. I think you'll be really happy with them. If you guys aren't, back to the web page here, since we're done the reviews here. Another reason why I recommend Bluehost is they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you guys do end up signing up with Bluehost and you're unhappy for one reason or another, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, which a lot of hosting companies, believe it or not, don't offer, which I think is important. And they'll give you a refund, no questions asked. Even if your website doesn't work out for some reason or another, just talk to Bluehost's support and they'll get you all sorted, all fixed up. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about on the home page. So next we're going to go into Get Started. If you guys are sold on Bluehost and you're obviously on this video because you want to create a website, then use that link down below in the description, and then you just simply click Get Started to get my exclusive discount there. Okay, so this last portion of the review is going to be based more or less around pricing and Bluehost pricing plans, which brings me on to kind of the last reasoning why I recommend Bluehost, as briefly mentioned earlier, is because they're very inexpensive hosting and they don't sacrifice, obviously, quality for price, as I mentioned. Just to back this up, I have another, I guess, recommended WordPress hosting here, which is WordPress Engine. As you can see, significantly more expensive. Their startup plan is regularly $35 a month USD, on for $31.50. I don't know if they're having some kind of hosting sale or whatever, but as you can see, still significantly more expensive than Bluehost hosting services. So now we're going to go into kind of each plan and just get into it a little bit. So first they have the basic plan, which is $3.95 a month. This one I would recommend with anyone who's just planning on making one website. That's it, that's all, as that's all this hosting plan allows. As you can see with the bigger ones, if you guys have more web projects in mind where you're planning on creating multiple sites, whether it be for your own personal business or brand, or you're going to be creating websites for clients, doing some kind of freelance work like that, I would definitely recommend a higher plan. My recommendation would obviously be the Choice Plus plan, which is actually kind of new to Bluehost. They instead just have the basic plus and the pro, which is $5.95 a month, but regularly $15. And that's just because with this plan, you get unlimited websites, unlimited SSD storage, unmetered bandwidth, which before I get any further, I just want to bring up how important this is. And if you don't end up going with Bluehost hosting services, I would definitely double check with the hosting company you are going to be going with that they have unmetered bandwidth, or look at what you're paying additional to for bandwidth, because you could be getting a better upfront cost. Like this could be maybe $2 a month for their basic plan, as well as $4 a month for their Choice Plus plan or whatever. But you want to double check on this, because if you don't know what unmetered bandwidth is what I can compare it to is, if you guys probably all have cell phones with data plans, it would be, a lot of you probably have unlimited data because you guys use a lot of data, and that plan is cheaper than if you would get a 5 gigabyte data plan and you're consistently using 10, 15, 20 gigabytes of data, constantly going over your data plan and paying all those overages, getting that surprise at the end of the month. This is the same thing with unmetered bandwidth. This is just saying that you don't have any limited bandwidth. You're not going to be getting charged with extra bandwidth and stuff like that, so you won't get additional charges. This is a sneaky way that some other hosting companies will get you with additional costs at the end of the month. So just be on the lookout for that. As well as free SSL certificate. As mentioned, these all have that, which is a great bonus that Bluehost provides. Standard performance, unlimited domains you can hook up, park domains, subdomains, everything on these plans, as well as spam excerpts is added. Domain privacy and protection is added for free. This is just an extra layer of security on top of that free SSL certificate that they give for just peace of mind, which I think is a great bonus as well. Site backup, CodeGuard basics. So this is just saying that they actually will sit, if you guys are making, this is highly recommended that if you guys are creating sites for other clients, as well as planning on freelancing and getting in web design and stuff like that, because this just makes sure that all your information and your data is backed up on with your hosting and stuff like that. As well as an additional bonus with the plus and the premium plans is the free 30-day trial to Office 365 mailbox, if that interests you guys at all. So that's the pricing plans in a nutshell. Next, I'm just going to show you how to set up a domain quick, as I promised earlier in the video. So you would just select the plan you want. Pick the Choice Plus plan for example purposes, and then next Bluehost will set up your domain. This is how easy the domain integration is you just choose a domain you already own, or you create a new domain. So you'd put what name you want there, as well as pick what you want, like the suffix to be, like the end. I highly recommend .com. Little tech tip, that long story short is .com domains are way more trusted beyond, I guess, online users. It's studies shown that .com links are just way more clickable. So I would just recommend a .com link. It could add some extra traffic in the future to your site. So I would just recommend finding that, Digital Nomad Dex, and then you just test to see if it's taken or not. Obviously pick whatever name you want. The domain digitalnomaddex.com is available. So then you would just fill out your personal information here, obviously, and then this is probably the only second con I kind of have to Bluehost is their account plans. You have to buy them in either a 12-month, 24-month, or 36-month. They don't offer a monthly price plan. But that being said, that some may see it as a con, I kind of see it more so as a pro, actually, because I personally think that if you're investing into hosting and a domain, you should and a website for your business, which you will need. Whatever you're making a website for, you should be committing to it for at least 12 months, because a lot of times that's how long it takes for your site to actually start to gain a lot of traction and start getting out there and stuff like that. So I'd recommend that at minimum, as you can, but personally, I would recommend going for the 36-month price. I'm not trying to upsell you. I'll explain myself here. It's just because it's not only $7.95 versus $5.95, so a couple bucks cheaper, but you're also locked into this price for 3 years down the road. You have hosting purchase for 3 years, so you don't have to worry about it for 3 years. And the another place where a lot of hosting services and sites will get you is that they offer a pretty good introductory price on a 12-month, hoping you'll get this 12-month, being like, oh yeah, nice, it's only $8 a month. You come back after your 12 month is expired, you have your site built and it's gaining traction, it's working well for you and everything, and then you go to renew it with your hosting. And I know Bluehost does this, as well as a handful of other hosting companies, that you're not going to get it at $7.95 a month. It's going to be more expensive. It's just a warning to you guys. This is one of my only cons of Bluehost, and a lot of other hosting companies do it. So that's just why I recommend just going with 36-month. But anyways, it all depends on kind of your budget and your own terms and stuff like that. So that's just my 2 cents. But then you just got the free domain here, as well as the free SSL, as mentioned a lot earlier. Domain privacy and protection is free with the Choice Plus. Sitelock and Sitelock security. Not going to explain this or go too in detail with this, just because this video is already getting a lot longer than I want. But you guys can just check out more information here and see if you guys want Sitelock security for an additional $2 a month. It's up to you. It's just, again, an extra layer of security for your website. Free Code Guard Basics, as I mentioned earlier. Bluehost SEO Tools is an extra $2 per month. If you don't know what SEO means, it's search engine optimization. So essentially, Bluehost just provides these tools to help your website get ranked better on search engines like Google and Bing, etc. It's up to you if you want to use this or not. I personally don't use this because I've never tried it personally, because I use SEMrush, which is a far more powerful SEO toolkit to my belief. It's a lot more expensive, but you can check out a trial of that down below in the description, or you can try this out. Let me know how it is in the comments or on one of my socials at Digital Nomad Dex on Twitter or Instagram. In the future, if you end up testing out and trying out Bluehost SEO tools, let me know how they are and how they worked for you. I'd love to hear about it. But then lastly, you just got this Office 365 30-day free trial if you want it or not. And then just your payment information. And then just lastly is, of course, their privacy policy, cancellation policy, and their terms of services. Just agree to that, submit. Next, you're going to be onto the one-click WordPress install, and you'll see how easy that is to integrate and set up. Bluehost makes it so simple. I'm just not going to go any further into this video. This is kind of where I'm going to end this review video, because it's already getting a little longer than expected. But if you guys want a video in the future of me going step by step, click by click, and taking you through how to create a website from scratch, beginning to end, be sure to comment down below. As well as if you guys want me to compare Bluehost apples to apples, oranges to oranges, to another competitor hosting company, be sure to comment what company down below, and I'll make that in the future as well. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end this review video. The last thing I want to mention is just that surprise, I guess, bonus I said I'd mention at the end of my video that I mentioned in the intro. And that is just that I'm planning a giveaway that you guys may have heard about in my last video if you watched it until the end. And I haven't worked out the kinks yet. I'm just kind of deciding how much I want to give away, how I want to do it, just all the little details, the nitty-gritty details and stuff like that. But I will say that anyone watching this early on and sticking with it till the end, and if you're subscribed with me, you're commenting and engaging on my video, liking it up, I'm going to notice that that's going to be bonus entries to the giveaway. You're going to be a head start, and it's just going to be essentially free money. So be sure to continue doing that. I appreciate you guys who have stayed till the end of this video and watched it till the very end. I know some people have attention spans like squirrels, and that's why I try and keep my videos as short and to the point as possible. I try not to go down the rabbit hole and just ramble on and on. So that's why I'm cutting it off here. I'm ending it off here with thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you on the next one.